Hey sugar, it's Ro, the Black Magnolia, your favorite bougie babe, bringing you all of your bougie but budget-friendly tips and faves, and a little bit of everything in between. Today we're going to talk about something very important. Perfume. Because that's like the most important thing in the world right now, but we're going to talk about it anyway. We're going to talk specifically about Tom Ford, because I hate Tom Ford perfume. Well, I'm lying, because I like this Tom Ford perfume. Tuberose New. I like Tuberose New. I love Tuberose New. Actually, I went into the store and I smelled all the Tom Fords there were to smell, and I said, yuck, that smells like Thursdays. I don't want that. I want the Tuberose New. I have to have it. Give it to me. If you've been around here long enough, you know I have to have it. Is the thing I say right before I buy stuff. Yeah, that's a thing. Tuberose New is like a sexy, sweet, floral, heavy, here are the notes for you because I'm not gonna remember them all, summery, hot weather scent. I am a believer in wear what you want when you want, but it's marketed as a hot weather scent. So, I mean, do you, boo, but wear what you want, smell how you want. But like I said, Tom Ford smells like Thursdays to me. You probably have no idea what I mean by it smells like Thursdays, but I'm gonna tell you. I have a very specific scent memory from when I was a teenager that always kicks in whenever I think about Tom Ford perfumes. And we used to go to these 18 and up clubs to dance on Thursday nights. Like, how though? Because we were like literal children and I was only 16 or 17. And it was the middle of the week on a school night. The whole idea was these clubs were 18 and up and they weren't gonna have any drinking, but again, we were industrious 16 or 17-year-olds, so the drinking started in the parking lot. Why were 18-year-olds in the club with 25 to 30-year-olds? I don't know. And the second you walked into the club, all you could smell was like menthol cigarettes, because you could still smoke inside back then. Kool-Aid juice bags, those little pouches. Well, they weren't pouches, they were the squeezy bottles back then, and Boone's Farm. Yeah, Boone's Farm. Drink of champions. So essentially, it just smelled like a hangover. That's what I mean by Thursdays, and Tom Ford perfumes always smelled like Thursdays to me, just kind of off and kind of rank. But as I said in the beginning, people's tastes can change, we can grow and broaden our horizons, so I'm gonna give you my 2 cents worth on these Tom Ford fragrances. So I went into my local perfumerie, and by that I mean I went to Nordstrom, and I wanted to see if I could find some new Tom Ford I could possibly love, because I'm trying to get my grown and sexy on. I went in and I kind of gave the girl like a scent profile of things that I like, things that I have, and I said, look, all of these other ones I've smelled. I don't want to smell them again. They smell like Thursdays. We've gone over what Thursday smells like. We're good. But I want something different than what I usually wear. I really do want to try and love a Tom Ford. So let's see what we can do. To which she said, challenge accepted. So before we get into all of these perfumes, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the 3 things that make up a perfume. Top notes or head notes, middle notes or heart notes, bottom notes or base notes. And how those 3 things play into how the perfume lasts, how it smells, and what it winds up smelling like. Because what it starts out like and what it ends up like could be very different. Top notes or head notes. Those are the initial fragrances that you get when you spray the perfume. So that very first spritz of perfume, it either makes you want to fall in love or gag. Have you ever been in a store and somebody's like, oh my God, smell this, it's terrible. Why do I want to smell it if it's terrible? That's the top note. These top notes evaporate really quickly, and the joke's on you if you make quick decisions about perfume, because after that initial spray, if you don't give it a chance to like dry down and do its thing, you could be missing out on something. Top notes typically only last on the skin for about 5 to 15 minutes. They've got a really specific job. What they're supposed to do is draw you in, make you comfortable, and transition you all smooth like into that heart note of the fragrance. Think of the top note like a wingman. Next you have the middle notes or the heart notes. These are a little bit...
I'm a Hollywood star. I'm a little bit tipsy when I drive my car.
Yeah, they're the main event, and they make up about 70% of the whole fragrance. They show up just as those top notes start to fade out, and you smell them for the rest of the time that you're wearing the perfume. And last, you got your bottom notes or your base notes. These are the foundation of the entire perfume, and it is what the fragrance is completely built off of. They're rich and heavy and long-lasting, and that coupled with that middle note, and this you start to typically smell about 30 minutes after you've had your perfume on. That's why it's important to date your fragrance before you let it take you home, or you take it home. Either way. Because what you get in the beginning may not be what you get in the end.
Molly, you in danger, girl.
I dated a couple guys like that. Damn. Ooh. Do a wear test, spray, and walk away. Try on the perfume that you like, and then go about the rest of your day. Blind buying perfume is really hard, because then you're kind of stuck with an expensive bottle that you have to return, which is just more of a hassle. And I can't tell you how many times I've sprayed on a perfume, loved it initially, just bought it just off of that initial smell. It started out great, and then by the time I get home, I'm like, what am I wearing? I don't want this. Ugh. So like these base notes, they sort of like hold hands with the middle note or the heart note and make the perfume exactly what it is. That's why it's so important to do a wear test. Those base notes can last for 6 to 12 hours depending on how much perfume oil is actually in the fragrance that you're buying. So more alcohol equals less wear time. That happens with clothes too. Yeah, if you know what I'm saying. Perfume and relationships, it's all kind of intertwined. So you ready to try these perfumes with me? Let's do it. So I'm gonna spray them on here, and then I'm gonna let them set for a minute, and I'm actually gonna work through that top, middle, and base note with you so that we can find out if we really like it. And then if you wanna go out and buy one of these Tom Ford perfumes, you can buy them with confidence and know that you are really getting something that you're gonna love. So this first one is Soleil Neige. It is literally translates in French to sun, snow. So it's supposed to be like a cold weather daytime fragrance. But again, I am all about you smelling how you want to smell when you want to smell that way. This one is designed as a non-gender specific fragrance. It's unisex, so anybody can wear it. Anybody can wear it, even if it's not designed that way, but I'm just telling you how it was marketed. Okay. Soleil Neige. Immediately I'm getting like a citrusy, woody kind of fragrance. And it's kind of musky. Here's the notes on the perfume. I liked it initially in the store. I asked her to just spray one spritz on the card before I left the store because I didn't want to like not give you a real review here. Soleil Neige came out in 2019 as a gender neutral fragrance, an ambery floral, but it came out to really mixed reviews and I can see why. It's still kind of giving me a little bit of that Thursday feeling. I did like it when she initially sprayed it in the store, but this one I probably would have sprayed on the card and gone, oh, that's great, I love it. And then gotten home and been like, oh my God, why am I wearing this? I smell like Thursdays. Oh yeah, no, the longer it sits on this card, the less I like it. I'm gonna let it sit and then we'll come back to it at the end and see how it's going. If you like any of these notes, you're probably gonna like this Soleil Neige. Next, we have VelvetOrchid. That one came out a lot faster. Excuse us, don't point it at your face, boys and girls. This one came out in 2014 and it was marketed as like the grown folks perfume. It's geared towards women. And I remember being a kid and people being like, stay out of grown folks business. Grown folks is talking. I'm all up in the grown folks business now. I've been grown, but I don't know if I'm this grown. I mean, the bottle is really pretty, but like this one is kind of going a little bit more than grown folks. It's going more like geriatric. I'm gonna let it sit because we talked about that. We're not gonna do our quick decisions. We're gonna let it sit. Here's the notes on this one. And if you like these notes, then you're gonna like this perfume. Maybe. Next we have Cafe Rose. This was released in late summer of this year, and it's a new iteration of a private collection Tom Ford named the same thing, Cafe Rose, that was released in 2012 and discontinued in 2016. People got all excited and beside themselves when they heard this one was coming out because they thought it was gonna smell like the other one, but from what I've heard, it does not. But we all know if it would have smelled like the old Cafe Rose, I would not have done that. I would not have liked it. So hopefully I don't know. I've heard that the rose that they're using in this perfume is different than the one that they used before. So while some of the notes are the same, these are more cousins and less sisters. It's not terrible. This fragrance was marketed as a long-lasting, sensual, woody, floral perfume. That's a whole lot of sexy to claim for oneself. But the reviews are more like, meh. So they're not really a Tom Ford fan favorite. I don't know, I mean, but we're gonna come back to it because this is our third one and we've got 4. So here's the notes. And I'm not a fan of patchouli. Like, only in certain perfumes do I think patchouli works, according to my nose. And I'm getting a lot of all of the like frankincense and sandalwood and patchouli, all that's like, oof, right at the top. And last but not least, we have Noir De Noir. Okay, I haven't even smelled the card yet, and I love the initial scent that I'm getting off of it. Okay, I like this one. This is another private blend collection, Tom Ford. This one was launched in 2007. I was excited to smell this one because it has black rose and black truffle, 2 things that I love. Okay, I like it. Some reviews called this perfume like old-fashioned, like grandma perfume. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with grandma perfume, but they call them overly mature. But do you remember Jeanette? If you're in my age group, you do, because everybody grandmama had some Jeanette in her house.
Jeanette After Bath Splash is for people who want to take charge of their life. It makes your body and your mind so fresh, so new. You get the feeling there's nothing you can't do.
It was called an after bath splash. Yeah, weird, super weird. That's what I think of when I think of old perfume. That perfume had everything in it. You want to know what it had in it? It had lemon, it had bergamot, it had lavender, it had geranium, it had rose, it had jasmine, it had lily of the valley, musk, and one other thing. Virginia cedar. There was more than one other thing. Tonka bean and sandalwood. How do you get all that stuff into one after bath splash?
He folds it in.
Can you tell how I feel about Schitt's Creek? One of my favorites. If you haven't watched that show, you probably should. Okay, I'm back. Anyway. This is another gender-neutral fragrance. And it kind of does go a little bit more like traditionally masculine smelling, but I love that. I like wearing men's cologne sometimes. I like what it does. I don't know. Here are the notes on this one. Good, good, good. Let me know what you think. Now we've tried all 4. I'm gonna give these some time to dry down. I'm gonna let that wingman do what it needs to do and have everything transition right into that heart note and let me know if I love it or hate it. And then let it go ahead and hold hands with that base note and get real comfortable so that I can see if this is a fragrance that I would want to wear. So come on back. You can tell the light's changing. It's getting darker in here. I'm gonna need to like figure out that situation so we can finish. All right, sugar, I'm back. And if you haven't already liked the video, why haven't you? Come on now. You need to like and subscribe because I'm gonna do all kinds of fun, crazy stuff on this channel when it comes to perfume and fashion and decorating and all the things. I'm just a good time and we can have a good time together. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video because that will tell the algorithm that you and I are besties. But back to our very first one, the Soleil Neige. So I remember initially when I smelled it, I said I could smell the citrusy, kind of orangey scent at the very beginning. And it kind of leaned in such a way that I didn't like it, but I was hoping that it would kind of get better in there. And that's a trick. If you're in the store, it's weird. It's very weird. People think you're weird, but it works. If you are in the store and you want to smell a bunch of different perfumes, coffee beans, that's just a little trick they give you. It works, but it doesn't really do the thing. Smell your own skin. Because you're used to smelling it all day long anyway. I mean, I don't know what you smell like. I know what I smell like. So you're used to smelling you all day, so it will help neutralize anything in between. It works. It does the thing. I feel like this would smell nice on somebody, just not me. It's kind of giving me like cleaning product vibes. Okay, back to Velvet Orchid. I don't know. It doesn't smell bad. It doesn't smell bad. Like, I feel like I like the base notes in it, but not the middle. It smells kind of like, I don't know, when you would go to visit like an older family member, what their house would smell like, you know? It's not bad. It's just not good. And honestly, when she spritzed this on the little card the first time for me in the store, when I was like, I just want to see if it's not like something that's gonna make me gag initially, because I don't want to bring that home and try it if I do. I liked this one the best. But no. Cafe Rose. This was the one that all of the Tom Ford fanatics were all stoked about and all excited about, but then kind of like, whatever. You know, if you like rose scented perfumes, I think you're gonna like this one. Because it's very rose, duh. And I'm not getting a lot of coffee in it because that was one of the things that it's supposed to be, cafe rose, like coffee rose, yeah, but I get it, but I think you would like this. If you like rose scented perfume, you're gonna like this. Okay, last but not least, we have the Noir De Noir. The one that I wanted to love so very much, that I liked when we first sprayed it a little bit ago. Let's see how it has worn on here. I think of all of these, if there was any that I would wear, it would be this. It's nice. It reminds me of something and I don't know what it is. A perfume that I either already know or have maybe. I like it and I think it could be a mood. Like it could be a fragrance that I would wear if I were in a mood. But not one that I'd be like, I have to go to the store and get this. But of all four of these, the Noir De Noir is the one that I like. It's pretty. It's pretty. It's a pretty perfume. So that's it for all of these perfumes. We landed on the Noir De Noir out of all four of them. Had I just gone off of the initial spray on the card when I was in the store, like if I was just gonna purchase off of that, I probably would have bought the Velvet Orchid and the Noir De Noir because I loved them both, like initially, but not letting them sit and wear, that would have been a problem because this, I love the bottle. And sometimes I'll buy a perfume just for the bottle. That's silly, but that's what I do. If I had known about the way that these three components of fragrance work together, I probably would have saved myself a lot of time and stank perfume. And I probably would have given Tom Ford another chance before now because it's been years. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite Tom Ford fragrance is. I mean, if you're gonna drop a couple $100s on the low end on perfume, there has to be something that you love about it. But nobody wants to spend a couple $100s on the low end on some perfume they think is funky. Nobody wants to do that. Why would you want to do that? Absolutely not.